blog entry 108, and that is from 2/15 of 2023. There's no more attachment to the material body. It almost feels like I've left it behind, and yet I'm still here, quietly witnessing it all, just hanging out in this liminal space. The last threads of the material struggle seem to be unwinding themselves, almost like they're being worked out on their own now. There'll be times on your journey where it pushes our ability to feel and to understand in your experiences that you have in your spiritual practice on the Bhakti path. So this was one where I'd crossed the top of a mountain of purification, and then on the way down the other side, I was feeling so different. Like I was feeling that huge material things had lifted, and I was moving into the subtle body and things like that. So I was like, wow, what a huge accomplishment. And things felt softer after that, and there are things that were different after that. But as far as like completely done, no, I was still working for sure. This was a few years ago. Okay, so I'm going to go back to reading. During a recent meditation, something very tender happened. A childlike version of myself appeared and came to stay with me, not just as a vision, but with a deep sense of presence and return. It felt like a homecoming. At the same time, I could sense Krishna's energy gently drawing closer, as if he too was coming to sit beside me to help me grow closer to him from the inside out. There was no striving in it, just a soft, loving nearness. Yeah. It felt like I had just crossed a peak, a high mountain of inner purification, surrender and letting go, and now instead of climbing, I was gliding peacefully down the other side, into the sweetness, the quiet joy, and the gentle fulfillment that sometimes follows a long stretch of inner work. Yeah. Moments like this remind me that even when we think we're done, or that we've reached the end of some cycle, there's always more love to receive, more tenderness to be revealed, and more of Krishna's presence waiting to unfold. So, yeah. So one thing I want to mention on this, and this is pretty common, sometimes when people are on their spiritual journey and they're on their Bhakti path, they're growing their love for God, they have these experiences, and they'll feel and they'll think that they've made it through a threshold, which they have. But oftentimes they'll think that's like a final threshold, and they're like, oh, I'm all done with that. That's great. That's done. I'm glad that's done, because, wow. But in reality, growing your love for God and growing closer to God, it's an eternal process. So you'll have these different levels and layers and experiences. And when they come, they're bigger than any of the other experiences you've ever had. And you'll be like, wow, I can't believe I just had that experience. Whoa, I guess I'm done. I guess I can go forth and be done and not work on this anymore. And it's not really about working on it forever. It's about the relationship. So it's growing that relationship with God, with Rādha and Krishna, and them being with you in each day of your life. So it's not really chipping away at a mountain, even though it is purifying and you grow and you do reach these different levels, and things come in different capacities. And it's still a journey though, and you still keep working on it. And that's another way to get kind of distracted and to get pulled off course is you'll have this amazing experience, and you'll be like, wow, I think I've hit the Brahman level of realization, and you'll have this feeling of all the oneness and how everything's made of similar energy, and all these expansive things can happen. But what's wild is there's more still on that journey. Like you can still keep moving forward, you can still keep growing, and you can still keep having mind-blowing experiences just like that and more as you continue growing closer to Rādha and Krishna, or closer to God with your love. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. All right, well, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great rest of your day. And if you have a chance, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Super helpful. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.